The War Memorial of Korea is a humongous museum complex that details the Korean War. Relatively unknown in Europe, it's the defining moment for the Korean Peninsula. Immediately after the Second World War, Japanese-occupied Korea is liberated and provisionally divided into two along the Earth's 38th parallel circle of latitude, with the north controlled by the Soviet Union and the south controlled by the United States. But in 1948, unable to find a compromise over the political future of a unified Korea, the Communist North and the capitalist South officially separate. Just 2 years later, in 1950, the North, led by Kim Il-sung, with the backing of his communist allies of Mao in China and Stalin in the Soviet Union, invade South Korea. After just 3 days, Seoul is captured. Condemned by the United Nations, they send in an international army, with the United States taking command and supplying 90% of the troops. Still, however, North Korea, equipped with Soviet weapons, continued to advance until they reached the southeast corner of Korea, resulting in the 6-week Battle of Pusan Perimeter, which is all that stands in the way of North Korea unifying the country. Here the turning point comes at the Battle of Incheon, where a surprise amphibious landing by the UN results in North Korea being pushed back into their most northern strip of land, which is all that stands in the way of South Korea unifying the country. But the second turning point comes when Chinese troops march into the country, forcing the South Korean and UN army back towards the 38th parallel. The next 2 years sees a stalemate as fighting continues over the border, but little territory is exchanged. Finally, in 1953, after a loss of around 3 million lives on all sides, an armistice is agreed, establishing the 4-kilometre wide Korean Demilitarised Zone, a slightly altered border to the 38th parallel and the world's most heavily fortified. Today, the two Koreas are strikingly opposite. While the North is a hereditary dictatorship, embraces characteristics of nationalist socialism, and is ranked 113th in the world for GDP between Gabon and Brunei, the South is a democratic republic, a global capitalist, and is ranked 11th in the world for GDP between Canada and Australia. In sum, I found the War Memorial of Korea to be an extraordinary tale of the international fight for freedom, where 42 countries, under the flag of the United Nations, came to the rescue of the little guy, an act for which South Korea are evidently grateful for.